It's Ultimate Orlando Clicks. My name is Kevin. Thank you for stopping by. We've been gone for many weeks. I do apologize for that. We will be going around the parks a little bit today, and we'll hopefully be around more frequently coming forward in the coming days. So where we are here at the beginning, obviously, is at Epcot, and we are looking at the Norway construction. This is just before the fire occurred, actually, a couple of days before the fire occurred. And you can see that they've taken out the entire ship area here. You can get a reverse angle of it. This is the Norway bathrooms over on the right. And you can see that they've got a lot of concrete walls set up. And I'll zoom in a little bit, and you can get a vision for how the walls fit together. It's going to be a somewhat large building. I'm not even sure what burned, actually, because it looks like it's all concrete, but it was a small fire and it's out now anyway. Now we're going to hop from there over to iDrive 360. This is obviously where the Orlando Eye is. I haven't been on the Eye yet. I was here, however, to look around, first of all, to sample the new Shake Shack, a chain from up north that is delightful, and I recommend it if you haven't gone before. Frozen custards are very good. This is kind of an overall view of what the area looks like. It's an upscale outdoor shopping mall. And you can see they've got a parking structure as well. There happens to be a gift shop in the corner of the parking structure, but this is free parking on iDrive. This is what the center part looks like. It's a little bit like a mall area there with artificial grass that you can sit on. The Eye itself is this one building in the back, and it's got from there an entrance to Madame Tussauds on the left, the Eye in the middle, and then over on the right, the Sea Life Aquarium. A little bit of a food court in the middle area as well. Now, we were here mainly to see Skeletons, Animals Unveiled. So we had purchased a Groupon, or some equivalent to it, Living Social perhaps. And this is a place with a lot of animal skeletons. So this is the gift shop, actually, but you see once you get inside, there's also a lot of animal skeletons. Not heavily trafficked on the day we came, but it is a really interesting kind of concept just in general. They have all of these skeletons lying around. They're explained and put into the right sizes. There's an interesting exhibit here that we're looking at where they show maggots basically eating away at some of the skulls. So that's how they get their skulls cleaned. And they let you see that. It's behind glass, though, of course. So there are several exhibits kind of divided by the types of animals, and then in this case over in the Africa area. My favorite part was up here, actually, where there was a leopard that had taken a mandrill up to the top of a tree limb there, and obviously this doesn't happen when they're skeletons. They're showing what it would have been like if they were live animals. Several sub-rooms. There's kind of a Florida room over on the side here as well. I like where they put these beaks back on. Okay, so that takes us to the end of Skeletons Unveiled. An interesting exhibit, and I kind of like what they've done with the iDrive area. Now from here we're switching over to Animal Kingdom. This picture is a week old. You can see that, first I don't think it's been so long since I haven't even done an update that I never really showed the revised area in front of Tree of Life. That's where they have the carol here where the birds come out, the macaws come out for a quick show a couple of times a day. This area has been under construction. The shop here is now completely behind the walls. Now, the Pizza Safari area is also completely behind walls. That's somewhat new in the last couple of weeks. There's been some story that the second half of Pizza Safari is going to become a sit-down restaurant. So that closed off first, and now the whole walkway is closed off over to Avatarland. We'll have another picture of Avatarland a little bit later. This walkway has been here for a couple of weeks now. It is leading from the Cali River Rapids area. That's on the other side of the walkway over toward the area where we are over now. Now this is a peek into the Rivers of Light area. That's the lagoon in front of Expedition Everest, and you can see through the fence here that they've got some stands being built out of concrete there, and also what looks like the kind of back and forth walkway for ECVs and wheelchairs. Looking across the way, Expedition Everest is behind this picture, so there's a little glimpse of the Fast Pass area. They're building a sort of controlled structure probably over there, and then still more grandstands. Not going to be a huge amount of space for seating at this show. I imagine it's going to be all Fast Pass, just like the World of Color over in DCA. So we were standing a minute ago back over here looking through the fence. Now this is over on the Flame Tree Barbecue side, and zooming in you can see there's an artificial island there as well as all of these grandstands. A wider view from that same area. This seems to be all that they're going to have in terms of the seating, so I'm guessing that's the quote-unquote the front of the show, and where we're standing right now will be the back of the show. The Tree of Life has had most of its netting removed, so a little bit of the netting is still there, and what I'm showing you is the netting directly underneath the tree itself, as well as the green tarp they've put over the netting now as well. this part doesn't have the green tarp on it. This is the only other part that still has the netting there. The netting is gone from the back of the tree and from the front of the tree when you first get in line. Some ongoing construction just for one of the side shops here. This is in Oasis. And there is that Pizzafari closed off. This picture was taken a little while earlier. This was a couple of weeks ago when Pizzafari itself was still open, but now the whole thing is behind walls. And here's that promised Avatar picture. So we're in the parking lot, obviously, actually leaving the parking lot. And you can see that there is that building for one of the rides. It's a somewhat large Soarin'-sized building. And then you can see just peeking over the top here, those floating mountains are starting to take shape with scaffolding. Sorry for the rain here. I bet you don't know what it is you're looking at. What you're looking at are the remnants of the Richard Petty driving experience. So it's kind of all been ripped up as they go. The concrete is being ripped up and the racetrack is being ripped up. This is the exit to the TTC parking area. I've got another picture here to show you where the building itself was and still is, and some of the ripped up track. Okay, and from there we'll go on to in the Magic Kingdom itself. It is obviously the Halloween season. They've got the pumpkins up everywhere. This picture also from a week ago. You can see that they've started to take away the maps. They don't have the maps now lined up on the sides as you come into the main gate now. There's a little spot at the very end where they have one small map display. I guess people aren't taking that many maps anymore. Despite the rain, what I'm here to show you are these poles, which have been repainted. They're kind of striking enough now. They used to be silver, that they almost look new, and they give off this blue light in the evening, so that's kind of a neat touch. This is another view of what isn't a brand new area, this little forest of trees over on the side where they used to have the swan boat dock. And again, despite the rain, we're here for something else. We're looking at the progress of these 4 towers. And you can see by looking, zooming in, that the closer ones are done and they're still working on the outside ones. Now this is in Adventureland. We're on the bridge in Adventureland, and we're looking beyond the restaurant where they're going to be reopening a restaurant someday soon. This is going to be themed to the Jungle Cruise. And what we're here looking at is the building kind of in the back that is under heavy construction and appears to be brand new, perhaps attached to that project. This is a reverse view of that same Adventureland veranda zone. This will be the entrance to the new restaurant when all is said and done, opposite the treehouse. Country Bear Jamboree's facade was under some routine reconstruction last week. This picture is notable because as we stood in line for Winnie the Pooh, we realized that they have, in the many months since I've been here, they've adjusted the sensitivity of the melting honey. It used to be pretty hard to make these characters appear, and now any old swipe will make the characters show up. So they've obviously made it an adjustment to the sensitivity of that. The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, I'm trying to take a picture of a sound, which obviously you can't do, but the picture is there to remind me that at several points in the ride now, including this one, which is kind of opposite Belle's Cottage, they now have a sound effect, kind of a choo-choo-choo-choo-choo chugging sound as you go by to imply the sound of a train. It's pretty noticeable from the walkway as well. The cast member here, security cast member, was gracious enough to let me take a picture of the new, very brightly colored rain gear for security. This is a somewhat new addition to their costume. Now, this is the exit to Buzz Lightyear, obviously, and what we're looking at must be a new mural because this is the spot where I would always come look at the Stitch's spaceship, which was in a little corner over here, and that's not there now. So I think the entire mural has been changed. I didn't get a chance to go look up what the mural was like before. This is at the exit to the ride, remember, and behind me as I take this picture is where you see the photo of yourself on the ride. So that's the room that we're standing in there. Over to Disney's Hollywood Studios, the Frozen Sing-Along celebration moved since I've last done an update. It's been many, many weeks. And the theater, of course, has been renamed to the Hyperion Theater. They've got some decorations for Anna and Elsa on the columns, as well as in the shop at the exit to that, which is now kind of more Frozen themed than American Idol themed. Now in the theater, they make good use of the space. You can see it was still very crowded, and this has been many weeks it's been there, not many months actually. And I did like that they have kind of that snow effect going for the finale, so I thought it was a good use of the theater. This picture was taken some time ago. The Magic of Disney Animation sign was still up, although it was closed, as you can see from this A-frame. That was not true the next time we went, a week or so after that, and the signage had started to come down. This is going to become the Star Wars launch bay. Now, just to the side of that, you have a new entrance to the Disney Junior Live on Stage. This is the actual experience. This used to be the entrance. You can kind of see the signage sort of remaining there. The new entrance is over on the side here. You go around behind these character meet and greets there. And there's a new character meet and greet there that I had not seen before for Doc McStuffins. I think it had been there since June. I just hadn't been over in this area in quite some time. Now, this is the former home of the Jack Sparrow interaction. And now you see that during the summer, it was just an area to come cool off. It didn't really have a name per se. It did have some places in the middle to sit and to color, a couple of additional benches around the side. You can see they left some of this Jack Sparrow set standing, actually. Around the corner from, that's closed now, by the way, that's closed as well. Around the corner from there, this is one last look at the Walt Disney office. This was in One Man's Dream. It later on closed. I'll have a picture of what it looks like closed for you in just a moment. Kind of jumping around week to week here. It's been so long since I had been on this attraction. I hadn't been on it since it was Turner Classic Movies, and you can see that reflected in the name here, as well as, of course, the beginning pre-show and then the show at the very end. I don't have pictures of all of that. Now it's over now, but the Frozen Summer Fun included this Ice Palace boutique, which is like Bippity Boppity Boutique for little girls. And there's an Anna, Elsa, and an Olaf look, and the Anna and Elsa ones are going to be making it over to Bippity Boppity Boutique. The lights are starting to go up. They're pretty much done, actually, I think. This will be the final year of the Osborne lights. I'm not sure if you can see what's new here. Next, the Studio Catering Company is a sign for Watto's Grotto, kind of more permanently etched into the side there. This is the former AFI area at the end of the backlot tour. You can see Watto's Grotto has got a full-time presence back here, at least for the time being, where they've got things from the new Star Wars movies, as well as merchandise from the old Star Wars movies. Obviously, they're expecting big crowds here once the Star Wars movies start coming out into the theaters. I'm expecting this to stick around at least that long. Okay, the backlot tour itself, of course, is long gone, but now they've got this Meet Mickey Mouse. You can see the little set right over here, just inside the shade and just inside the cover from the rain. This is the waiting area for meeting Mickey Mouse, so this is just a temporary thing they're doing since they have the space. The Force Awakens is starting to be advertised around the parks. I expect that to ramp up in the coming weeks as well. So this is that moment I promised I'd show you the other half of the two-picture set. This is a few weeks later in One Man's Dream. Walt Disney's office was behind this wall. Now it is a picture of Disneyland's concept art. Frozen Fever, that little short, is now visible for display, or was visible for display in this theater, the Sounds Dangerous Theater. I'm not sure if that was there this last weekend. I was there but forgot to look. I was too busy looking at this view, and the stage is now gone from in front of the Chinese theater. This is what it looks like when you walk down the Hollywood Boulevard and the entrance to the park. There is a hedgerow at the front there, which keeps people, I guess, away from that. The picture I'm taking right now makes it all the more interesting as a photograph. Just announced, Mulch, Sweat, and Shears will be leaving at the end of its set around October. This is a picture of the tracks for Mako, the hypercoaster coming to SeaWorld. This is a publicly visible spot, I think somewhere near Discovery Cove, actually. And the pieces are just being delivered, obviously already painted. Well, it took us a long time before we got to this update. I apologize for that. We will try to be back much more frequently than that in the future. In the meantime, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.